Welcome, everyone, to episode 51 of the World Stone Keep. This is the very last World Stone Keep episode we're doing for Diablo 3 beta, since it ends tomorrow. Actually, in like 5 or so hours. 6, 7. I don't know. It ends pretty soon, but this is the last show we're doing. And then we'll probably do one more show before the actual game drops in about 15 days. Woo! Yeah, doing actual games, game playthroughs. Oh my god,
mind blowing,
everybody! I'm so excited.
Mind blowing.
And they released the TV spot recently, which holy crap, it's amazing.
Mind
Got
blowing.
some new cinematic footage, whole 30 seconds long. Diablo and his giant horns. You got to check that out if you haven't seen it. It's posted on our website along with everything else. Oh, and we also got a comic contest going on right now. Blizzard was kind enough to send me 6 sets of the Diablo comics, issues 1 through 3, that we're going to send out to winners who have the funniest jokes, who can make us laugh, bust at our steeds, bust at our sides, make us get stitches. Oh.
Speaking of which, all of you need to pull it up right now.
You going to read it out for us?
Oh, I can. I can.
Go for it. Give it the dramatic effect. Here's Jordan's submission.
Okay. In honor of Chuck Norris jokes, this is for you, Ken. How long does it take to beat Inferno? I don't know. Ask Ken. He already beat it in solo in a 4-player game, naked, hardcore mode.
Heck yeah.
Why won't we see PvP on release? The current PvP settings don't allow enough players in a game to defeat Ken. Why is the meteor such a big component to the story? It was the first spell Ken cast. As we understand it, there are about 9 billion possible builds for each class. What was the driving force in the explosion of custom builds? Well, the Diablo 3 team wanted to have the illusion that you could find a build better than Ken's. Why is there such a long cooldown on Archon form? The developers decided it would be poor design if you felt like Ken.
Nice.
And that's all I got.
I approve of those. So all the comics are going to him, right?
Yes, all 6 sets are now Jordan's.
Excellent.
Sorry, everybody. Contest over. Jordan won. No, but if you got some jokes, head on over to our blog. That's where the post is. It's nice and sticky in a hard-to-read font because of the colors. But yeah,
So
haikus,
what do ghosts
poems,
chew?
or welcome. What?
What do ghosts chew?
Ghosts chew. What do ghosts chew?
Booble gum.
I was going to say blueberries, but, you know.
I like the one Motorskill put on there. Where did Hadric the blacksmith's wife go for her holiday? All over the place.
Aw.
Impressed.
Aw.
That was wonderful.
Already.
Speaking of which, let's
Oh
go
yeah, why
find
are
her.
we killing things? What are we sitting around for, huh? Do something, will ya? Oh, and the jokes have to be Diablo themed, if you didn't gander. Gander, I guess. But yeah, the comics are pretty cool and totally worth it, especially since all you have to do is make us laugh and be better than everyone else. And how hard is that, right?
Well,
Making
I
us
will
laugh is pretty easy.
I will just say, whoever can beat the Eminem story has props to no end.
Dude, that was a sweet Eminem story. Gatecrasher. Do you get anything special if you get Overachiever in the beta? I mean, when like the
No.
actual game
You
comes
get
out?
Overachiever in the beta.
That's it. Okay.
Damn.
Doesn't
There's
even
my
give you
achiever, right?
Because I never did it, and I was just wondering if I'm gonna miss out on like a banner sigil or something.
Nah. Not
Cool
a,
beats.
not a darn thing.
And I'm customizing banners, dyes, clothing dyes, something past Skeleton King, higher level skills. One of the things that I'm just getting really psyched about. Remember how I did all the math about like, okay, well, how many skills unlock when, and that whole like 50 all at once thing. In light of that, the real system ends up looking a bit tame. But really, like, they start handing out skills and runes like hand over fist.
Oh yeah, they do.
4 or 5 at a time. Like particularly in the 30s, like 30, or not the sorry, not yeah, in like the 30s and 40s, it's just like tons every time you level up, 4 or 5 runes.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna blow my mind, guys! So excited about this whole game. What's everybody most excited about? Most excited about the retail. Are we all getting the collector's edition here? I know I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's already pre-ordered.
Oh yeah,
2 of them.
2. Nice.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
are
married.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all the cinematics, guys. I'm so excited.
That's what I was about to say.
Cinematics had me pretty stoked.
30 minutes of it. I'm just gonna install on repeat.
I'm really looking forward to Inferno mode. Like just the idea of having something to kind of work on and chip away at and really kind of push myself with. There's been a lot of talk about like, okay, well, where's the difficulty come? And no doubt a lot of it is going to be just straight up gear check. But one of the things that has me really tickled about it is that there's definitely going to be a fairly hefty skill component to it, because the way that Blizzard's been testing, and if you've been following along with like the Twitter comments or on Reddit, then you'll already be familiar with this. But what they do is they give the testers just kind of semi-random gear about a half level or a level below the boss's level, and then say, go to it, and just so they don't have to actually go through the gearing process.
Right.
And if you think about it, like if the final boss in Inferno is level 66, then they're in like 65 to 65 and a half gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad gear at all.
No,
like that's amazing gear, actually. And the fact that nobody in Blizzard in any of their testing, like they have not been able to beat Inferno yet.
But I thought it was just gonna be easy. Like I don't know, like just easy. That's what I've been complaining about the whole time. That it's not gonna be hard enough.
I mean, Ken's already beat it, so how tough is it?
I know, right? It wasn't bad. I mean, I did it with one hand, so no big deal.
Well, you only have one hand, right? You got the other one. Lost the other one in that epic battle a couple years back.
That is true. Yep.
Now, there is one argument about difficulty that's been coming up over and over again. There's been a few people out there saying, so, well, there's a really low skill cap with how difficult Diablo can be, and it's not actually going to push anyone any, really hard at all. It's going to be easy. And I disagree with that assessment. Like, I would say that, the skill cap on Diablo, in terms of like how difficult it is to like physically play the game at the highest performance levels, it's not quite Pro League StarCraft, or it's not Pro League StarCraft by any measure. But the game can still get really freaking hard.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you consider just how many random aspects can be thrown in, like
That's not the only
champion.
Well, there's the random aspects. There's the gear number kind of aspects to it, but there's also, there's still a skill component about physically playing the game. And one person was saying, it's like, well, it's a really low APM game, action per minute game. You can kind of cruise through at about 60. And I'm like, well, at the beta, yeah, when you've got like no attack speed boost, but just stacking up a little bit of attack speed stuff or like taking fast weapons, this game speeds up.
Click. Ah! Sorry, what?
Not to mention it, freaking Inferno mode, where you're gonna have to have defensive skills as well as offensive skills and know how to use those properly in the right situations.
Well, and they've got really short durations for the most part. Like most of the defensive skills are 4 to 5 seconds duration.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure there's some stuff out there that can one-shot you easy. In Inferno, which is like everything to get some good gear. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited.
Dun, dun, dun.
Been waiting for this moment.
We got the black mushroom
for so long.
Ooh.
Is it a big mushroom?
That is a big mushroom.
That's a big mushroom.
Those mushrooms are immense.
Speaking of immense, hey, what percent are we at on the unlockables? Have we gotten to
76%, I think.
76.
Somewhere around in there. 75,
So-
76.
Now, last time we had a show, we talked about the unlockables and particularly the developer diaries. And they haven't been quite as intimate as I hoped, but they actually did go over the whole, the factors in delay and what caused it and how they reacted to it. They didn't do it was a retrospect one, unfortunately, but still like some really interesting insight into what developing the game has been like and how their perspective and just kind of how heartbreaking it was to be like, yeah, we've got to push it. Like we could release this technically, like it's done, but it's not done.
It's not Blizzard standard. Epic awesome.
And in particular, the more recent one, I loved Jay's when he was talking about the rune system and like the old rune system. And he's like, yeah, we talked about adding like random A fixes and stuff, and a lot of the fans, me, were like, that's going to be terrible, and they were right. Yeah, that's right. Jay said
I really wanted it to work. Such a good idea in theory.
It was terrible. It was a bad idea from the get-go. Are you kidding? Random affixes on runes? It's one of those things that, like, yeah, I guess maybe it sounds good, because it's like, yeah, more randomization is always good. But, that just sounds like a nightmare.
Whew, that was close. Sorry, guys.
It's a nightmare from a technical aspect, but from the perspective that there were so many people concerned with the idea that their characters would ultimately never be truly unique, other than gear, it was kind of a way to expand upon that.
Except it was still just gear.
Runes aren't technically gear.
Well, because the only thing that made the runes different from each other was that they would be of the whale or what have you.
Plus different
of the zodiac. Dun dun dun.
levels.
Yeah, and the rune levels.
So add that. 7 different levels of each rune and the affixes. That's a nightmare.
Nightmare indeed.
Nightmare. I almost lost the show, guys. I forgot to delete the last show off my hard drive, and each one of these shows takes up like 200 gigs of video space.
Yeah.
And I was at 200 megabytes when I checked.
Go, craps.
Yeah. It's all good now, though. We won't lose it. Good to go. Yeah.
So out of all the class videos, which ones have you guys enjoyed the most?
Barbarian.
I really enjoyed all of them. The Witch Doctor one was pretty freaking sweet, dude.
That was awesome. Any of them you feel were a little lacking, little lackluster?
All of them that weren't Barbarian.
I particularly felt like the monk and wizard ones needed a little more action.
Right.
See, I thought the wizard
a
one
lot
was
of,
okay. I thought the wizard one was about par with the Witch Doctor one in my mind, but the Demon Hunter and Monk were definitely lacking, and the Monk one was crap. Like, it was so boring.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it. It was boring. I'm like, when is he going to do something cool?
Do something. Hit something? Like, I think the worst part of it was like, these are supposed to pimp the characters and make the classes seem, just like badass, unstoppable monsters. And the Barbarian did that.
Hell yeah,
they're like,
did.
Yeah.
Release devastating shockwaves, and then he does like what's that one called? Like
Seismic slam.
seismic slam, like ruined with the enhanced range, and it takes out like 30 guys. It's like, yeah, that's how you do it. But for the monk one, they're like, release a devastating 7-sided strike, and it's like
3 guys.
Like, they don't even die. Or it's like one of them dies. It's like that was like the weakest showing of the skill ever. Like,
well, the wizard one, like I know this is a big part of the wizard gameplay, running from things, but that's seriously, there's like a lot of that. They're wizard running in a circle around mobs. I'm like, I don't want to watch that. Kill something.
Yeah,
and then like one
off,
of the
time warp
biggest spells they have, Meteor.
The wizard needs to escape his enemies.
And then the wizard drops Meteor on a group of guys, and it doesn't kill them. It's like, what?
Show more blood.
Yeah.
Body
Yeah,
parts.
they still showed off like slow time, like 6 or 7 times.
And Arcane Orb every single frame. It's like, yes, we know you have Arcane Orb. Thank you.
So picky, man.
My favorite of that video though were the I don't know what they're called specifically, but the lightning elementals. I can't wait to see that in gameplay.
I think it's a charged bolt rune.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, you mean shock?
Yeah, to be fair, these videos are going to be shown. They're like mainly for people who haven't seen Diablo, really.
Yeah.
True, but
don't follow the beta development stuff.
Well, that's why you gotta show how awesome.
So all this stuff is new to them.
And that's why I think it's particularly, egregious to be like 7-sided strike against like 2 zombies and one of them dies. That's awesome. Seismic slamming like if you're gonna make these videos, what you do is you take a level 60 character and you just run through, Nightmare, where there's tons of monsters and you're like just destroying them in 1 or 2 hits because it looks awesome. Sure, it's not indicative of what most of the gameplay is going to be like, but it looks awesome.
What you can also take from that, though, if you pay really close attention, there are effects that have been updated, several times since then, like the exploding palm technique. It, is no longer a spirit generator, but if you, are looking really closely, you'll notice, oh, well, these are actually old videos.
A lot of them are like old footage, but then there's some stuff that's like clearly new footage because they'll have the UI and like Town Portal is in the position that it is now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, that footage is no more than like a month and a half old.
Scrutinizers. A bunch of scrutinizers.
Oh, you know what's interesting?
What?
So after the open beta weekend, they did another poll of what class everyone's going to play first. Did you guys see the numbers shift around?
Yeah. Yeah.
So before, was it not? It was Barbarian and then Wizard, and then I think it was Monk, Demon Hunter, Witch Doctor. And now it's actually Monk and Barbarian are tied for most. So the open beta, a lot of people liked the Monk gameplay.
Poor Witch Doctor's getting no love.
It makes me kind of sad because I was kind of hoping that, they make another terrible Monk video like that original cinematic-y type one with in-game footage that I don't think anyone really liked. And it's like, hey, I'll have the Monk to myself. They won't know.
It's a toss-up for me. The Wizard went down to second last, and on some level, I actually like that because then, this depends on who's posting the items. Because I feel like at some level, I might be able to get cheap items because people keep posting things, and there's not enough wizards to care and buy stuff. And then exactly. The other side of it, which is like, there's very few wizards, and all of them are going to want this so, high price on it. Yeah, but then again, with Diablo, it's like the less wizards there are, the more wizard items there are in the economy, which should drive the prices down.
Right. That's awesome.
And in general, like if those numbers on the poll hold for the final population, I don't think they will. I think by and large, Wizard will end up being the highest, if not, or at least one of the highest.
Barbarian will always be the highest. This guy's too cool.
Yeah. So probably second highest, like in practical reality. But if the poll numbers hold true, then the two intellect classes are the lowest population,
which is wonderful.
I would ordinarily expect the witch doctor to be lowest, just simply because it's kind of a niche class. It doesn't fit into
class,
yeah, it's not the general archetype. It's not the big melee one. It's not the glass cannon. It's a summoner, and that's
you know what I call them. I always call them the weird caster. You always have like your meaty, beefy guy. You have your glass cannon. You have your weird cat. Like in WoW, it was the warlock. He's your weird caster.
That's right.
They always have some trick with them. They're not a standard caster.
And he's always own base. It's gargantuan, baby. Yeah. Let's see what we got going on here. Some new items to equip. So who has Wednesday off? Who has Tuesday off? The day it comes out.
I do.
You're going to a midnight release?
Yeah.
I am.
I'm pretty sure that my goal is to actually sleep most of the 14th leading up to
nice.
The midnight release.
You know that's not how it works, right? You can't just like save up 16 hours of sleep and not sleep for 2 days.
My hope is that I will be rested by then.
There's another problem. I mean, you know what it's like Christmas morning, and you're like, I gotta fall asleep. I gotta fall asleep.
Yeah, not happening. Too damn excited.
Someone brought that up.
No,
that is a good point. So what I'm gonna do is actually all night the night before. So at the afternoon leading up to it, I'm going to be exhausted.
All night Sunday, so that Monday afternoon. See, I just fall back on pharmaceuticals. I'm just going to drug myself to sleep at 7 o'clock at night and wake up at 3.
Oh, jeez.
Another tragic death today. Another rabid fan tried to induce sleep, only to fail. Gone by the way.
There appears to be a mass suicide cult around the country and around the world, actually. We're getting new reports as time zone changes. More and more deaths are being uncovered.
Nah, modern sleeping pills, you gotta take a lot of them to overdose.
Tell that to, what's his name?
Who?
I'm trying to think here. Big actor.
Oh, Heath Ledger?
There you go.
Oh,
that wasn't that he overdosed on sleeping pills. That was a drug interaction.
Poor Heath Ledger. Hey, when's Batman come out? Holy crap, Avengers comes out soon. This week.
Yes, it does.
On Friday, baby!
A nice distraction.
Man, what a kick-ass month this is, dude. This is like the best month ever.
Could live in some countries that have already seen it.
What? No.
Oh, yeah, it came out in England last week. Also Australia.
Thailand and Australia.
How come we get the last? Wasn't it made here? Makes no sense.
Yeah, Jay Wilson on his Twitter feed when he was doing his press tour, he actually caved and saw it in Australia.
Taiwan. Was it Australia or Taiwan?
I think it was Australia. He finally saw it.
Yeah, because my buddy Nom's already gone to see it. Wait, what the heck? I can see a unique all the way over in the distance there.
What?
Yeah, come over here to where I am. You can see him on the other ledge. I can target his minions. Hey, somebody with a ranged attack, try and hit that guy.
No, not working.
Oh, yeah, we can get to that spot. Actually, stay there. Someone stay there and see if you can watch me run over and mash
Okay.
it.
No, I'll stay here.
Go, QQ.
Did it.
That's just really cool.
Barbarians.
Wait, we should have made Joe stay here. He's the one recording.
I'm going to the action, sir. Oh, you missed it.
Oh, did I?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I can totally see you guys.
Skadoosh!
That's just really cool.
Just wait until you see the big monsters crawling around in the dark.
Jump across.
That'd be rad. Super leap. Yep.
Oh, old sound effects.
It really shouldn't surprise me as much as it does. Like, wow, this game lets you see, like, things that aren't right next to you. It's in 3D.
Has anyone ever messed around with 3D at all? Tried playing
I'm
video
thinking
games
about getting
3D?
I'm thinking about getting a 120 hertz monitor and toying around with it, but
Have you guys seen that like 3-monitor display screenshot somebody had, or not a screenshot, but a picture
I've seen it.
of a Diablo 3-monitor setup, and you can
It's
see
an
like
RL
freaking
screenshot.
everything. Yeah, real life screenshot. But yeah, he's got 3 monitors set up, and his like view distance is insane.
how did he get the view distance to actually work? I thought they weren't supporting multi-monitor.
That's what I
know.
thought.
Could be a Photoshop job, but
I think it probably is.
I don't know. I'll see if I can find it.
Job.
Sometime.
Though at the same time, the those guys who are working on getting like PS3 controllers to work, they had some level of camera control.
Weird.
Cheaters.
Hacks, bro.
Ban them all.
Banhammer.
And bow their way.
So that like he could very well have been doing the multi-monitor display in an emulator.
Yeah.
Right.
Make more
Ban their WoW
sense.
account.
What else has been going on in the Diablo world? Hey, do you guys think that it really matters how many likes you click on those pictures, or is it just like timed?
It doesn't matter. I can almost guarantee it doesn't matter.
Totally timed, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
if,
think they
if
would
it
announce
matters,
something like
if it
that
makes
and then
any
just
difference, it's going to be a difference of a couple of hours at the end of the. But I can guarantee that they speed up and slow down.
It's gonna be like 100% at midnight, and be like, oh, how convenient. They're gonna do
I
like
would
a
expect
Facebook push.
like the day before, like, or 2 days before, rather than like right at midnight when it comes out. Because the thing that tips me off about it is I don't know if you guys were participating in the Portal 2 release event, but they had that set up to be like, oh yeah, the more you contribute, the sooner it comes out. But
Right.
after doing all of the math, people figured out that it was like, unless we get another like 1 million people participating in this, best case scenario, we'll have the game out like an hour early. And it wound up unlocking Portal 2 like 45 minutes early.
That's lame.
Yeah.
Woo, guys, we did it! High fives all around! 45 minutes, baby!
Did it, bro. Although, at this point, 45 minutes might seem like a lot.
you guys seen the official bromance video?
Nah.
Worth checking out
Bromance.
for anyone involved in a bromance.
I got a few bromances going on. What do you think about that?
That's tender.
Oh man.
This is why our show is the best, hands down.
For these tender moments.
That's all it is.
Oh boy.
Oh, man.
So many chandeliers to drop. Can't believe you guys aren't chandelier droppers. Everyone I come across, I gotta drop.
Well, you know.
I'm a pot breaker, not a chandelier dropper.
I break everything. If I can click on it, it's getting clicked. It's my rule.
I'm a face smasher.
Click, click, click. Yay.
I'm a kicker. I like kicking the exploding guys into you guys before you can react. It's very fun. Makes my day.
Yeah, well, try doing that with my barbarian, huh?
I will.
Slaughter anything, and then he'll slaughter you.
Man, Firebat is awesome.
Drink your blood.
We'll see.
I want to stab you to death and play around in your blood. What movie? Come on. Anybody?
All I could think of was Korgoth the Barbarian.
Written by a
No.
woman?
Korgoth the Barbarian. That's what I was just-
Punisher Warzone.
No. Was that written by a woman?
No, but it was directed by a woman.
Oh. So was Hurt Locker. It was
Hey,
American
whatever
Psycho.
happened to the World of Warcraft movie?
It's still
In the
Development
works.
hell.
trucking
You think
along.
anybody's gonna give a crap about it?
It's,
By the time it comes out,
in the
probably
works.
not.
so they say.
Because I sure as heck don't care about it anymore.
I mean, there's actually this sort of morbid fascination with the fact that it would quite possibly be the only movie, to ever break the mold of, oh no, this is based on a video game. Will it be good? But other than that, not really.
I don't know. I would probably still ask the will it be good question, just because making a movie is such a different process from making a game in terms of narrative constructs and specific skills and the flow and legal aspects of it and distribution, and it's a completely different business.
I just hope there's a romance in it.
Well,
As long as that footman.
It's
and
a completely
base
different
actor.
thing from doing cinematics, too. I mean,
And
the
yeah,
cinematics that they do for the game are specifically written as like cinematic shorts, and they take every little possible detail into consideration for these because they are just short snippets of video.
Wasn't it live
What?
movie?
What
I
movie?
thought it was live action.
it is live action.
The WoW movie?
Yeah,
No way.
It is.
and it's being done by what's the guys who did 300, right? That
The
studio.
guy who did Spider-Man.
I mean the studio.
Sam Raimi?
Oh,
Sam Raimi?
I didn't know which studio it was, actually.
I thought he was out.
I don't think so.
Meh.
If he's out, then I hadn't heard about it.
Is it Diablo? I don't know. I don't really care.
You don't want to see the Mists of Pandora movie?
Dude, I would watch that. I would watch that in a
I
heartbeat.
actually have Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2.
There you go.
Everybody
Boom.
was kung fu
Yeah.
fighting.
Oh, that
Yeah,
looks like a bit
anyways.
clean.
Where do my fire bats fit in? That's all I want to know.
So the hook does not work on bosses, right? No.
Not on this one.
correct.
Yeah, legendary
damages them.
It should. Barbarian can lift that pile of bones. Shoot.
I don't know if the barbarian can. Well, it's about the size of his Hammer of the Ancients. I take it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What up? Nothing Barbarian can't
What
do.
barbarian could flip in one hand that weapon are you talking about?
Dual wield.
Easy.
Easy mode. Well, guys, this was our last playthrough. of the beta.
Dun, dun, dun.
What am I gonna do?
2 weeks time.
2 weeks.
We're gonna be playing
See,
actual game.
and this makes me sad. Like when I played the StarCraft beta and it ended, like so sad. But then you realize the game's out in 2 weeks.
Need to breathe into a bag.
See, the really weird part for me is that it's like I haven't been playing a whole lot in the last couple of patches, just because it's felt less and less necessary and real, and more of just a tease. I've done it hundreds of times, but still, like the next 2 weeks, just the thought of not being able to play it,
not having the option.
It's like, yeah, you've got the beta. I haven't really played it in like 5 days, but I've got it.
Well, it's a status thing for me. When I get people coming into work and they're like, "Yo, you got Diablo 3?" and I'm like, "No, fool, it's out in 2 weeks." And they're like, "Oh, that sucks." And I'm like, "Yo, it's a good game. I've been playing it." It just goes from there. And they're like, "What? How have you been playing it?" I'm like, "Well, because I'm better than you."
Bottom line is, I'm awesome and you're not.
But you know what? You want to pay me $1,000 and I'll let you watch one of my videos.
Turns out they're all free on YouTube. As if they don't know.
You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna salvage everything. All
That's
my
what I
stuff.
did. I just emptied my
Give me
stash.
some gold. I wanted to make a 2
Also my gear. I'm salvaging my gear.
I'll train.
Can I have your gold? Give me all your gold, everyone. Drop it all for me.
I need it.
You need nothing. You there, naked monk.
Make some
Give
new
me your gold,
boots.
wench.
Give it to me.
I can't drop gold. I have to trade it.
Well, then
That's
trade it.
stupid.
Don't care how. I want it now.
And the monk could fit inside of the barbarian. You would.
Okay, this is kind of alright. This is kind of lame, and it's a little bit difficult to actually click on people.
Gonna find a nice place out in the hollow for my character to forever be lost in the beta.
Oh, that's sad.
Like if you're trying to click on the pop-out menu off of someone's portrait and you misclick, you run all the way across the screen.
Don't feel bad, Joe. It's a wizard. He'll be fine.
Oh, speaking of which, did you guys notice that in all of the videos, the Wizards video was the only one where they mentioned you needed to be smart and have the skill to play?
It kind of said it's so powerful that even an undisciplined player can do it.
Oh no, they said, do you have the intelligence and skill to play the wizard? And the rest of them is, just do you like smashing stuff, or are you into religion? Those kind of things.
Are you down with the brown? It's like, what?
Have
What
you
does
ever
that
seen a
even
grown
mean?
man
That
naked?
sounds like vaguely racist.
I'll save you.
My banner is ugly.
Killing things?
I just got into the game and randomized my banner a whole bunch of times and then hit accept.
Banner matches the
can't.
person. Just saying.
Why are all the randomized banners ugly? It never pops out a good one. I've noticed that with
because
many random things.
they want to punish you for
It always chooses
being
the
lazy.
worst random settings ever.
It's like, what signal do we have?
game.
Oh, it's the horse. Yeah. What color? Pink. My favorite. What about the accent? No accent. You don't need one. That's just a crutch.
Guys, I don't want to leave the game. I don't want to end it. So I know it's over.
Play
for
until
2
the
weeks.
servers go down.
That's at 3 a.m.
God, could you imagine how it will be if they ever have to take the Diablo 3 servers down for an update or something?
Treasure Goblin.
I may die.
I haven't been outside in months.
You know, when things like that happen, I usually give a couple of blinks, and then I'm like, oh, frick, I haven't eaten in like 70 hours.
What year is it?
Wife, what year is it? And then I realize she's just like a skeleton next to me.
Oh, Beta Quest.
You just find a note on the table, like 10 years later. I've taken our children and moved to my mother's.
Children?
And you know what the funniest part about that whole situation is? At some point after reading that note, I go, when did we have children? At some point, I impregnated her while playing Diablo 3.
Autopilot.
Without noticing.
Just shift to the left a bit. They can't see.
I just want to say, in a case like that, you might want to get a paternity test. No offense, your wife is a lovely person.
She is.
Just saying.
You know what the best part about it is?
Mystery children.
Just gonna play.
Yeah.
You're gonna be the one that was like, please pay attention to me. Like, shut up, fool.
Yeah. No,
Make me dinner.
Because I showed her what was in the collector's edition, and I was like, if you want to get the standard, that's fine. It's up to you. And then she looked, and she was like, that collector's edition is awesome. I want that. So that's why we're getting 2. You're all allowed to be jealous right now. It's okay.
My buddy got in too late. He can't get a collector's edition anymore.
Fail.
No.
Epic fail.
How dare he? Well, it's time to say sayonara. Who knows what we're going to record for our next show that we do in between now and the 15th before the game
Withdrawal
drops.
shakes.
I know.
Look like the witch doctor.
Yeah, we'll all have
Jerry
palsy.
Got the shakes.
I thought
We'll all be sharing what viruses we contracted while trying to get an emulated server on our computer.
Oh, but until then, it's time to get out of here. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Take care, everyone.
Gentlemen.
See you on this other side, Loyal 8.
Don't forget to stop by the blog, enter the comic contest if you want some free comics. And please be in the United States. I don't want to ship halfway around the world.
Everybody get a PO box in Tunisia.
Keep them all for myself then.
Uzbekistan.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your animals, and we'll see you all next time on The Worlds Don't Keep.